if you shrimp into guard, usually you shouldn't shrimp into guard. You just shrimp into sweep the person, because the process of shrimping into guard from side control, you usually end up in a sweep position before you get back to guard. So it makes a whole lot more sense to go ahead and sweep the person than it does to go back to guard and try to do something. All right, send here. Send here.
Space. You need space to sweep. Notice on this sweep sequence here that the inside arm is at the hip, and we are sweeping with an overhook.
All right.
Now we're going to brace against our leg to help create space. Notice the free hand is going to grab the leg, push against his shoulders. That helps you create some space. Now we're going to go directly into our sweep. Notice how we're at the elbow with his sweep. The elbow gives us additional leverage over the shoulders so that we can sweep a little bit easier. Guys, please subscribe, because I love making videos and subscribers make me feel warm and gushy inside. So if you like this videos, please hit the little subscribe button. Okay, now we're going to cross face and trap the leg. Notice the arm and the leg, trap, and up and go. This seems like an odd sweep, but whenever compared with other sweeps, it's something that you hit before the person realizes they're in danger of being swept. Most of the time, they feel like you're going to go for a butterfly sweep, and you go the other side. Notice the sweep before took him the other direction. This one takes him the opposite direction. So as he goes to resist one thing, you can flow into the other. Whenever you're cross-facing from that, you want to make sure that you hide your arm. Notice the butterfly comes in with the leg, and he's up and gone. Now we're going to go underneath, just like we had cross-faced and dove under the arm. Now we're going for an underhook. So let's just assume we had cross-faced before to attempt the other sweep. That didn't work. We go underhook and sweep.
So here, overhook. Go ahead and step over to from side control to mount.
Alright, whenever somebody goes to mount, if you've got a really good deep position on your inside arm, see how deep my inside arm, I'm going to get it. Now he goes to mount, that gives me a good place to shrimp out, get my knee in between, and go directly for the leg attacks. You can also do this from mount if you can get good position on their hips to push from and shrimp one knee up.
Shrimp into a little twisty arm lock.
Yeah. A little twisty arm lock. This is a absolute awesome arm lock that you can get. Some people will recognize it as a mirror lock, or other people that have been grappling longer than since Frank Mir submitted dude in UFC with this will recognize it as an inside shoulder lock. So what we're going to do, typical inside shoulder lock or mirror lock, you don't go over the head, but as you start going against more quality opponents, you'll find that they defend that inside shoulder lock rather well. So what you have to do is you have to use that inside shoulder lock to kind of set some other stuff up, and this is what you set up off of it with a greater chance of success. We're going to shrimp out. Notice how we have to push on the head sometimes. See, that's what we want to do. As they go to defend, bam. Most of the time they'll bring their arm in to defend. You can also set through for a scissor sweep. Notice I have an inside or underhook on that arm that we're doing the
stick your chest up in here.
Yeah, that we done the scissor sweep on. Whenever we go into the scissor sweep part of this, I'll explain a little bit more about this. Now, as you shrimp in, sometimes you can simply throw that knee on the inside, go underneath the armpit, and use that to move him over. This particular escape works well with a ghost, for those that's familiar with ghosting out. So overhook again. Now, notice how I've got control of his arm so he can't smash. Whenever someone tries to scissor sweep, often if the person is a quality opponent, they'll try to smash your scissor sweep. So his right hand would come in and smash. Notice I have an underhook that keeps him from smashing my scissor sweep. Often you'll see the scissor sweep done with the knee on the inside up higher, lower. It's really quick to hit it if you're lower on the hips. It does give you more leverage if you're higher, but whenever you're trying to transition into the sweep really quickly, lower is better. Lower, quicker, smoother. Now this is a great position to work this cross face sweep. When someone tries to punch you, this works very well as also. Now pushing on the shoulder, I'll walk my hips away from him. If you don't walk your hips away from me, then may not get it so well. So I'll walk my hips out, cross face and up. Typically,
from the modified scarf hold, let's do the roll and the up roll.
I'll pause for a second to let myself talk. Typically, people think it's a flexibility thing. When you walk your hips out, it's not so much. Now I'm going to shrimp out from this modified scarf hold with a cross face into my knee up. This is kind of like we were going to push on the arm, like for the last one. We shrimp out, but we shoot our knee in very quickly and sweep instead of trying to walk our hips out and catch their head with our leg.
What else can you think of? Modified scarf hold, reach for the punch, go out and back.
This one, I love this one as well. Someone goes to punch, reach up, and just walk them over. You can also, if you have the flexibility, you can hook their arm with your leg and bring them across with that as well. You can even walk yourself into a crucifix position there, or walk them into a crucifix.
Punch, he pulls back to punch.
Now this position is a little bit different because it's a scarf hold, or a scarf hold and a headlock is very similar. A lot of the same escapes will work for a scarf hold and a headlock. Now we're just trapping. If someone is trying to punch you from a scarf hold or a headlock, for them to keep you on the bottom, it really takes a commitment of both of their hands from top position to keep you there. Whenever they pull back to punch, they're essentially giving you a way out, or they're giving you what you need to escape the situation. So whenever he reaches back, it's going to be very hard for him to punch me from there, get me a way out. This time we're doing the same escape as we were doing before. We're going to cross face, walk our hips away, and bring him on over. Since he just has a hold of my head, whenever I walk my hips out, it's a lot easier to bring him over. Sometimes, you don't have to hook the head with your legs. Sometimes you can simply walk him over. When cross-facing, you always want to make sure that you have a point to hold on to. So if you cross-face, try to hold their shoulder. Make sure that you don't leave yourself open for a lock. You can walk into a twister very easily with this one. What we're doing is, this is a scarf hold, and we're walking into them. Their leg is up. I'm going to use my hand and push his thigh over so he don't collapse his leg before I get it hooked. Bring him over, dive your arm out, and twister. Now, whenever you're grappling better people, what you often will do is bypass the twister just to go straight into side control. Because a lot of times people with that twister, even if you have the position, until you get it locked solid, the process of digging your hand through and wrapping the head, they'll work themselves out of it. So always go for position first. Now we're just going to work this up and bridge. Say the person, we don't have the opportunity to hook their legs and bring them across. We're just going to walk up, capture their hips, bring ourselves low, up, over, and there. Whenever you do this bridge, you want to kind of bridge them over a shoulder. You're going to rock their weight up, then walk them over. Now, this particular thing, there is another video I have, Headlock Escapes, that you can see this technique demonstrated against someone's 360 or so. Now, as you go to walk toward the person, often those people start to walk away from you, especially if they've been swept a time or two by things. So what they do is you try to get close to their hips. They walk their hips away. This gives you an opportunity to pull your bottom arm out and step over. As they walk away, they will naturally free a little bit of space on the inside of the hip for you to move your arm. You have to get your arm on the inside and on the other side of your body before you have enough of a base to push, to hop. That arm's going to help you drag them back over. Sometimes you're wanting to do that, but what happens is the person is really pulling on your head. You're not going to be able to get out. So you can stick your knee in there, use that butterfly as an elevator, and lift and flip. This works against pretty large people. My son, he's 8 years old. He often grapples with people that's much larger and older than he is, and this is one of his favorite escapes. And sometimes you can just simply shrimp it into an armbar if you want to. Notice this one is being done from a modified scarf hold instead of a scarf hold. Guys, I love making videos, so show some love back to me if you can by hitting that little subscribe button. It really does put a smile on my face and make me feel good. Also, we're going to be doing some live from the Pain Factory videos sometimes released soon, and look forward to those. Those are going to be shot from things that happen in the gym, different people coming in, pretty funny stuff. And that's one that sometimes I get lucky and pull off, but anyway, that's a little bit more of a low percentage stuff. Have fun, use some of these things. All of these things, you know what I mean, should add to your game. Thanks.